Alright, I've been doing lots of work testing the Nintendo Switch. It just came out, and so I thought it would be reasonable to have a look at the results from that. So let's just quickly bring up the results. So you can see here, all Nintendo games with a variety of response times going pretty fast to not amazing, but we'll talk about that. Now, running through them in order, let's just look at Street Fighter 6 first, because that was the one I spent the first bit of time looking at. You can see anywhere from 70 to 120 milliseconds. And indeed, if we just added the PS5 as well, then we can, you can kind of get a feel for the PlayStation 5 comes in faster than the Nintendo Switch 2. It's not completely a wash, although that one is. We'll talk about that. But if you look at the settings, this is VRR on plus auto apply 120 Hertz, and then this is VRR auto, VRR off, and then these ones are 120 Hertz. Now for the Switch, I'll just look at them quickly. Sorry, that's a bit bright, isn't it? That's a bit bright, that's fine. So lots of results. First one, 70 milliseconds. This was done with a virtual recording straight off the screen. We used the Hori Real Arcade Pro 5 Hayabusa for this, just because the Gen 5X wasn't working initially, but it's working after that. So about 70, 71, 73. This one was 74. What did we do here? I think that was just another recording off the screen. I certainly wouldn't use this to compare input lag for controllers at this point. Now this one, someone asked me to turn off HDR. I did that. Didn't make a big difference really. And then this one, someone asked me to turn off 120 Hertz, and that makes a huge difference. So that's almost almost 3 full milliseconds of input lag. So that's really not the way to play. Like we said, PS5 ahead, Nintendo Switch, almost just under a frame behind under optimal conditions. Now, having looked at Street Fighter 6, let's have a look at some of the other games. So actually, first we can look at these three, and we'll take PS5 away, but we will look at the Switch as well. So let's do that. If we organise by game, so the first thing to mention, and I've certainly mentioned it in the videos, this 127 isn't right. It's not wrong, but it's not the pure input lag. Super Smash Bros. Has no command history, so it's hard to find a spot on the screen to do the photo transistor method with. This was kind of between Cloud's legs. It was when the shield lit up. The point is, it's the same input lag, within a millisecond and a half. So there's no particular improvement for Super Smash Bros. For Strive, 87 milliseconds on the Switch, 50 milliseconds on the Switch 2. For Dragon Ball Fighters Z, 70 milliseconds on the Switch, 50 milliseconds on the Nintendo Switch 2. All of these were recorded off the InZone. So game by game, I would suggest there will be changes in input lag, unfortunately. I do remember from the Xbox days when the running Dragon Ball Fighters on Xbox Series X led to a massive improvement in input lag. So there must just be something about that Unreal Engine system that leads to improvements. Just quickly, if we take all those away, I think I did Marvel vs. Cap. No, I did Capcom vs. SNK2 as well. So if we have a look at that, one of them I'll just get you to ignore because it's wrong, so don't worry about that guy. But 83, 83, 86. So it's all about the same. Okay, so it's game by game as to whether input lag is higher or lower or the same.